Good morning, everybody. Hello. I think I'm perfectly on time, but I was almost late. Christine says, hello, everyone. Hope I'm on time today. I'm on time today, lol. Yes, I was not. But I have had an email to say that I have gone live, so that's good. That is good. How is everybody? There are some of you here. I'm set up in cutting out configuration, as I think you can just about see. I don't have many projects left to cut out, to be honest, so that's exciting. Slightly trying to decide what I want to do about this bomber jacket, because I was going to do a wearable muslin, and I'm thinking that I'm just going to cut into my fabric. Is that really bad? That is, isn't it? I really shouldn't do that, but I want to. I need to have a look at the pattern pieces as well, because I think they are going to be too long. So yeah. Good morning, Lynn. Hello, Trusting UK. Hello, how are you? Yeah. And the other side of things as well is I don't think I'm going to put the welt pocket in. I don't do it in the words are hard. Why are words so hard? I don't do it in the loop-in jacket either. If you don't get them looking perfect, they can be kind of like nyeh looking. Yeah, this is going to be too long for me, just in my personal preference. Did I already? View 2 as well. Which one's view 2? Yeah, I don't want view 2. I want view 1. so much prepare. So prepared. Lynn says, yeah, that has regret all over it. I've never regretted making a toile. The thing is, Lynn, if I make a toile, I can't do it yet because I'd need to order some stuff. I don't have the right zip. Sleeve 2. Hem ribbing. Welt, not going to do that or that. Neck ribbing. Oh, view 2. Pocket fusing. Pocket bag. Yeah, I'm not putting pockets in it. It might be scandalous to some people, but I really, yeah, don't want. Front facing. Sleeve lining. Past me has done lots of work for future me. Sleeve view 1. There we go. They all need to be ironed, and I think it's going to be too long. It says it's going to be 22 inches long. Well, that's it. Have I already shortened this? Oh no, that's the lining. Yeah, and then it's got the ribbing on it as well. Because the reason I'm thinking it's going to be too long for me is because it's kind of coming to her high hip. And I have done the size extra small, which will fit over my boobs and does fit my waist. But I do think I need to take some of the length out. But that also means that I don't have the right length zip. I do have another zip. Which is 11 inches long, and the other one's 14, and that actually might work, you know, because of the amount I want to take out of this. That actually might be the right length. So let's leave that out because this one's too long. This one's too long. It's the bottom of the jacket's coming down here and I want it to come here. So yeah, this one's too long. So this one works out. Still don't have the right color for a wearable toile. Yeah, there's some tweaks that need to be made to this to get this to work out for me. But I've cut out all the t-shirts. I've got the dresses left to do. I didn't have enough of this fabric. Mum gave me this. She bought it for herself and then decided she didn't like it, so she gave it to me. And I was going to do a 9199 out of it, but there's only 2.5 meters and I was like 20 centimeters short. And I don't want to shorten the skirt because I don't like the shorter one. So yeah. Caroline says, good morning, every peeps. Good morning. Janet says, morning, Shan and peeps. Good morning. Erica says, hi, Shan and peeps. Hello. Barbara says, good evening, Shan and peeps. I hope everyone is well. Very well, thank you. How are you? Jane is here. Greetings from Bristol. Woke to snow this morning. Very exciting. We have rain. We have grey and rain. We had frost yesterday. That was nice. Jojo's here. Morning all. I hope you're well. Toile, definitely toile. Remember the cape. Oh, stop being so practical. I don't want to be practical. I haven't got the right zip. I don't want to order a zip. Don't make me. Yeah, you guys are right. I know you're right. Shh, be quiet. Dear. Claire says, good morning from sunny La Gomera. Oh, nice. We're here on our honey bobs. First holiday since 2019. Wi-Fi not great, so I might lose you. Enjoying Vlogmas very much. Thanks. Oh, awesome. And have a wonderful time, Claire. Erica says, I never got to the point of pockets until I had a child. Now everything has pockets. Yeah, these ones are teeny tiny little pockets. And as I say, I want to take length out of this pattern. And so they're just going to, no, it's like with the cropped looping jacket. Just no. Mim says, hi, Sean, how are you? Hello, everyone. Very well, thank you, Mim. How are you? Natalie says, good morning. It's still dark out. Lol, should still be in bed. I really struggled to get up today, and I really struggled to get to sleep last night, which sucks. I'm really trying not to pick my phone up when I'm struggling to sleep, and that's not working very well because I get bored. So yeah. Lynn says, I second what Jojo says. Jojo makes said. Makey says, hi everyone, hello. Haymaker says, that's lovely. Is it a Japanese style print? I think it's a Dolce one because it's the same kind of branding on the side that all the Dolce ones that you get from Stitch Fabrics. It's kind of, I thought it was very Jacobean, but you could be right. Haymaker says, good evening or good evening. Susan says, good morning. Sparkles says, good morning all. The bitter cold day today on the US East Coast, even expecting some snow. Jojo says, Baha, celebrate the moment. How often am I the sensible and practical one? This is true, Jojo. I mean, this is the trouble with the three of us, though, isn't it? We all egg each other on. I have lost. I don't know where it's gone. I have lost that absolutely beautiful faux leather with the flowers on it. I was going to make the Janine clutch out of it. And I don't know where it's gone. I thought I'd rolled it onto a roll, but I don't think it's on here. I've lost it. I can't find it anywhere. Is it on here? I don't think it is. Really don't want to have to unroll this, but It might be. Please be underneath here. Because otherwise I don't know where. That's where it is. It's hiding. Oh, I'm glad I checked. I'm glad I checked. And given that I want to use this one next, because I think I had this folded and I was worried that it was going to get ruined. Let's give you guys the interesting side. Look how pretty. I'm really sorry. I got it ages ago from Fabric Godmother. And it was really expensive, which is why I only have a meter of it. Okay, let's put the mauler back on the roll. And then we'll put this one over the top. So that I don't lose it again. That's better. Still a bit squiffy. I was going to make a circular bag out of this spicy mustard, but I got the fear. And haven't been able to pluck up the courage to try it because everyone immediately said to me, oh, you should make a muslin. And then I was like, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Don't make me. So glad that I found this fabric though, because I was worried about where that had gone, but I'd rolled it this way so it hadn't poked out, because the other way it was too long for the roll. But now I know where it is. Kind of wishing I bought more of that because I could have made a jacket out of it because it's so lightweight. But I need to make plain outer garments, not patterned outer garments, because we all know that I don't really wear plain clothes. So yeah. Haymaker says, whichever, it's gorgeous. Carrie Lee says, hi from South Africa. Hello. Jojo says, missing fabric. Whistles innocently. Yay. You were the last seen in here. Debbie says, good morning. I am looking forward to seeing your Gertie Make 9 video. Any peeps going to guess which will be chosen? I have currently picked 8. I have left a spot free because I have been informed that I'm very much going to like the January release, and that I ought to leave a spot free for it. So yes. Rachel Lynn says that fabric is gorgeous. By the way, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Right, okay. I should make a muslin, shouldn't I? Why are you guys being so practical? Let's see if I've actually got enough of the velvet fabric to cut out the back, the front, and the sleeves. Because if I haven't, this is all a moo point anyway. And it's, yes, it's Joey. It's a moo point. It's a cow's opinion. Doesn't matter. It's moo. Because I think even Minerva have sold out of the fabric as well now. The Cobra Corsage velvet, and there is a solution. I can always do the sleeves in a different fabric. Oh, also, now I am totally intending this to be loud and in your face and over the top. Like that is totally my intention. Like, I think this is going to end up looking very Gucci-esque, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that hate this, but I think it's going to be awesome. Let the comments commence. What do you guys think? Am I insane for wanting to use this ribbing with this fabric? Am I bonkers? Because I think this is actually navy, not even black. Damn it! What do you think? Oh, I'm a bit hyper today, aren't I? It's because I've had no sleep. Rachel Lynn says you'll regret it if you don't. Erica says always cheat and don't make proper closings on my twirls. Just make the base parts and pin it closed. Bree says hello from summertime in Southern Hemisphere. Yeah. I'm jealous. I want some sun. Nicola says yes, but each to their own. Rachel Linda says, of course you're insane, but it could be fun. Christine says, awesome. What other ribbings have I got? I just had that one in my head. Oh, also, how about this for a project? I'm so scatterbrained today. How about this for a project that scares me? I bought 10 meters of this from Saudi Arabia, and I don't think it's actually what I thought it was. I think it's meant to actually be embroidery thread. But I didn't like any of the ones that were meant to be actual the fringing. I didn't like the actual fringing. So I've got 10 meters of this. I'm thinking a wiggle dress, which we all know is outside of my comfort zone, covered in this. They looked at me like I was crazy when I was buying this. It was just like, but I want it. It's going to be kind of like a Tuota Mitoshi one. Tuota Mitoshi. I really am all over the place today. I have no idea how long today's hangout is going to be because my energy levels are going to disappear at some point. That's not a very good picture. It's only the top. I want to show you the whole thing. I know that this stuff is going to catch and tangle on everything. It's going to be like a photo shoot dress, maybe to be worn out for dinner once. It would be amazing to go dancing in it, but you just know that I'm going to catch on everybody. Oh, where's the pictures? Oh, Dad came down early and turned the heating on for me. How sweet of him was that? Yeah, here we go. That's what I'm thinking. So you can still see the waist because that would be my general complaint. And I love the addition of the flowers. I think that's gorgeous. I would make it sort of like just below the knee length, not an evening gown like this one is. Because, oh, hell, yeah, that one is a full-on evening gown. But I just think that is amazing and could look really, really awesome. And okay, now I'm warm. What temperature is it in here? Oh, it's 20 degrees. Oh, bless him, he's put it up to 23. Turn it down to 20. 20 is good. 20 is good. Right. What other colour ribbing have I got that might go with? This one would be perfect, but that's all I have of it. And you need it for the neckline. Yeah, that red one is the only one that I've actually got any lengths of that would be the right colour. This one is also awesome. These were all gifts from Alex. I'm very spoiled. Sod it. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with the Gucci-esque one because I like it. And let's see. I'm the one that's got to wear it. And I'm probably not going to wear this very often, in all honesty. But that's what I'm thinking. So I know that one's black and red. That's what I'm thinking. That's where, like, you know, I'm appreciating that I'm bonkers. Look. Hello. You have leaves. I hate to think how much they are. But that's where the inspiration came from. Ooh, that one's nice. Sequins on the outside, party on the inside. The trouble is, this is velvet, and I wore a velvet dress out the other day. And it was an absolute nightmare because my cardigan wouldn't stick to it. Or wouldn't. My cardigan was a nightmare to get on, and then because the velvet goes down, the cardigan is silk. The cardigan was just taking itself off as I was sitting and eating dinner. So I took the cardigan off, and then when I tried to get my coat over my velvet dress, even with super slippery lining in the sleeves of my coat, I couldn't get the coat off. It wouldn't go on. It was a real nightmare. I love velvet dresses, but so let's not put velvet on the inside of the jacket because that would be stupid. Right, so let's see if I've even got enough of this. I think I probably will have. I've got 1.5 meters. But obviously we have the nap to consider as well. Let's see. Do I have enough? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have enough. Oh, I think I might have 2 meters. Because this table's 1.5 meters wide. And this is hanging off at the edge. Okay, so, and this is without it being altered. Yeah. More than enough. More than enough. In fact, I'm going to have a little bit left over. Ooh. I've actually got enough for... I've got enough for 2. Let me get my hot chocolate. I've got enough for 2. Does that mean I can make my wearable toile out of this? And if it works, it's my finished garment. And if it doesn't work, then it's my wearable toile. How do we feel about that? Let's see. Natalie says, I personally don't care for the Gucci ribbing, but I'm not at all stylish. I mean, neither am I. It's just appealing to my inner little magpie. And I'm doing the thing. I am doing the thing that I'm seeing this thing on somebody else and going, oh, that's nice, and I want to make it. What do we think? What do we think? Haymaker, the Hay Meadow says, do what makes you happy. As long as you're going to wear it, then who cares what anyone else thinks? True. Kerry Lee says, it's so hot in South Africa that I'm wishing for winter. Can we swap? Can we swap? I still think very lovingly of my Christmas and New Year in January that I spent in Camps Bay. Even with the Cape Doctor, the wind, it was so good. Bree says, not a fan of the cuffs, but I do clash my patterns and colours all the time. I say go for it. Sarah says, I'm on the fence, but I'm sure I'll love it when you make it up. Well, it's going to be a Marmite product, isn't it? It's either going to be, oh my God, we love it, or oh my gosh, we hate it. So I doubt very many people are going to be ambivalent about it. Nicola says, if you don't have the stuff to make a wearable toile, make a muslin. You will regret not doing it, especially with precious fabric. The trouble is I still need similar weight and behaving fabric to make the wearable toile. I don't have any calico in either. Rachel Lynn says, ooh, fringe wiggle dress. That would be gorgeous. Christine says, 1920s flapper dress. No, need a waist. Erica says, would be a gorgeous 20s inspired dress. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Neither of you are wrong. It would make it would add really nicely to a 20s style dress, but I need a waist. Maisie says, good evening from Queensland, Australia. I think the Gucci-esque will be look perfect. Lynn says, ooh, that's lovely. Christine says, I like. Bree says, I agree with Nicola. Barbara says, wow, that dress would suit your figure. Kerry Lou says, I think that's stunning. Would be a nightmare to wash. Oh, yeah, no. No. Barbara says, go with your gut. Caroline says, you do you. Bree says, your saleable toile. Debbie says, just think, even if you don't like your jacket or increase your engagement, win-win. Yes, if I don't like it, then people will get excited. Rachel then says, would you want to use it for anything else? If not, have fun. I have had this, I bought 2 meters of this fabric clearly because it's just longer than the table. And I have no idea what to do with it. As you guys know, I've been like, ooh, smoking jacket. I'm not going to wear it. It's a great idea, but I don't wear those kind of like long line trousers, sleek tops with a jacket belted over the top. That's not me. I mean, look at me. This is what I wear, ridiculously over the top, loud and giantly proportioned craziness. Like, yeah, I just don't wear smoking jackets. And like, I like the idea of it. And I could channel my inner Hugh Hefner of who I have photos with. Have you guys seen those? I think I've shown you those, but now I've talked about it, I'm going to have to show you those again. If I can, there they are, yes. I could channel my inner Hugh, but I won't wear it as a dressing gown because it's not snuggly enough. There we go. There's me. There's Mr. Hefner in my bunny days. So yeah, I could channel my inner Hugh. It really doesn't look like me, but it is. I promise it is. Wow, 2012. 10 years ago. And then I very nearly bought another 4 meters of this fabric to make a very me dressing gown with a giant skirt on it. But that order, because in that order I'd also bought some of the Anaconda Antithesis cotton lawn with the sage background, and I'd ordered 4 meters of it, and it turned out they only had 80 centimeters. So they messaged me and said, would you like a full refund? Would you like just to buy the velvet fabric, or would you like to buy the 80 centimeters and we'll refund you the difference? And I got a full refund, and I'm kind of glad that I did. So I don't know what to do with this 2 meters and it's polyester, so I'm not going to make a dress. And it's velvet, and I've only got 2 meters, and it's not that wide. So I wouldn't be able to make a dress that would be me anyway. So I just don't know what to do with it. And I'm totally up for suggestions. Totally up for suggestions if anyone has any suggestions. But I do think this Gucci-esque bomber, and I think it is because the fabric reminds me of Gucci, and I've seen Gucci do those bomber jackets. I think it is going to be the Gucci-esque bomber that is the idea that's percolating in my head. But yeah. What do you think? What do you think? I need to finish this while it's still warm. I've got mint today. I haven't done calendars yet. I haven't even said hello to the vlog. Haven't even edited yesterday's vlog. Yesterday morning was spent editing all of the stuff. So yesterday got the vlog edited, then I got the Make 9 edited, and then I got the last Patreon exclusive waffle that I recorded before Vlogmas edited and uploaded. So I felt very productive, but then I'm now back at ground zero. But ground zero is better than being behind, because I was behind. So yeah. Let's see. Rachel Lynn says, would you want to use it for anything else? If not, have fun. Bree says, sell it if it doesn't fit. Erica says, go for it. And that's from someone who always trials. Lynn says, well, if the fabric you're not precious about, then it's wearable toile fabric. Natalie says, well, if you have enough for two. Christine says, and if it works, a cow neck top from the remainder. No, I would not wear this next to my skin. It's the polyestery-ness of polyester. Yeah, it's just new. Nimue says, hello everyone, popping in for a while during lunch break at work. Nimue says, don't forget to like the stream, Peeps. Thank you, Nimue, and hello. Carmen says, hi Shannon Peeps, I trust you're all well. I'm sewing my twins matching outfits for their civvies day tomorrow in this Cape Town heat. Oh, lovely. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Nicola says, but do you wear bomber jackets? I don't own one. Nope. But the reason, now I have got a reason behind me wanting to try this. The reason I think this is going to work for me is because it's a zip up. So a lot of the jumpers and stuff that I have, I did wear my Astoria yesterday because it's just cold down here at the moment. So like I'm not wanting to be able to adjust my heat. But I came down with a cardigan on today. And I've taken that off. Not that, I mean, it's got giant holes in it, not that it's adding any extra warmth, but it felt like it was. So the reason I think I would wear a bomber jacket is because it's like a cardigan and it zips up and down. And so it'd be easy to put on and take off. And I'm fully intending, by the way, as well, as if it's not extra enough already, I'm fully intending to line the body of it with this. Yeah, because I can't work out what else to do with that. So, Kerry Lee says, I reckon go for it. You know you want to. I mean, I do want to. I think it's going to look awesome. But yeah, Jojo says, nah, all that means is if you can make me a bomber, a bonkers Gucci-esque bomber too. Well, I think what I would do, because I've been thinking about like all the offcuts I've got from the Siroccos that I've got over there, and I haven't bought the plain French terry to make jumpers with them yet. And thinking about it, I am going to do that because it was really nice having the jumper to wear over this one, and it looked way more like pajamas when you couldn't see the cleavage. But it was still nice to have, so I am going to do that. But then I'm thinking I've got a giant piece of, I've cut out an Adrian tee out of this. I've made a Victory Patterns Jackie dress. I've cut out an Adrian tee, and I've got a really decent sized chunk of this left. And I'm like, well, do I make another sloppy jumper with it? Do I do the same? What do I do with it? And I'm like, should I just pass it on to somebody else? Like, I don't know. Like I did with my other scrap bundles. And Bree says, great idea to Jojo. Caroline says, could you colour block a Jackie dress? It's not stretchy enough. It's got some stretch in it, but it's not stretchy enough for a Jackie dress. Erica says, thanks for the reminder to Nimue. Yes, there's 98 of us and 33 likes on the thing. Rachel Lynn says, make the bomber jacket. It'll be fun. Nicola says, what about a waistcoat, matching bag and hat or scarf? Waistcoat, possibly. Matley says, mint chocolate. I want that. It's good. Nimue says, I can totally see that fabric as a fancy bomber jacket and would work over the style of dresses and skirts you wear. I mean, this is the other thing. It'll work with a very limited section of my wardrobe. A very limited section of my wardrobe. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I mean, my plans for next year, as we know, is projects that scare me, but also to be way more picky about the fabric I buy. That was delicious. Now I've got chocolate all over my face. Here is that. Yes, that's better. Yeah, I'm going to be way more picky about the fabric that I buy next year, because in all honesty, I can get really carried away really quickly, and we all know that. And I have cleaned out 5 cubby holes this year. I mean, 2 of them were cheating, but you know, I've kind of gotten to that goal. But there's a lot of stuff in here that I love, and I just need to power through and get made up, because it would be nice to have it to wear. Yeah, like this velvet fabric, I bought it because it was cobra corsage and it was on a new base, and I was excited, and I just thought, oh, that's good. And yeah, I'm going to try and be a little bit picky about print placement on this as well, because the blue snakes look kind of the right way up, because actually looking at, if you really look at cobra corsage, it is actually directional. The snakes' heads are all in one direction, but as I've said many times with this fabric, snakes and bugs go in all directions, so realistically it doesn't really matter. But this is actually going to be quite small pieces, and if the snake is like head is obviously upside down, that's not going to look so good. But the bluer snakes, these ones, it's not so obvious that the head's upside down, so they're going to need to be the ones that are on the front. I think I'm going to end up cutting this out in single layers for the front. The back doesn't matter so much, but the front, just to get the placement on it correctly. I am all over the world, all over the place today, aren't I? Sorry. Moran says, hi everyone from Israel, just making my whatever in the fridge soup for my family. Nice. Aisha says, hello, just joined. Why are you second guessing it? No, I don't want to make a muslin, but I have enough fabric to make 2. But then we're talking about whether I'll actually wear this thing or not. I think I will. Caroline says, got a free box of the Black Forest hot chocolate in the hotel chocolat this week. I know, I saw that as well. And I totally would have taken part, except you had to go in person. And there isn't one on the island. So I missed out on that. Boom. Natalie says, do it. Just do it. Throw caution to the wind. Live dangerously. Nimue says, who achieves their tidying goals without cheating? I don't think I like such people. Nicola says, I had a huge clear out of my stash, including large cuts and smaller scraps and largest offcuts. Pass them on to my mum, who is delighted with them. She passed them on to friends. Win-win all round. Nice. Bree says, shh, I just finished sorting my fabric. It took me a week. Okay. Okay. Right, I'm going to need to lengthen the sleeve, because even with a cuff on it, that's not going to be long enough for me. So this is going to need to get lengthened by 1 inch. These need to get shortened, because these are way too long. They're a good 3 inches too long. Yeah, that works out. So there's some work that needs to get done to this one to make it work for what I want to do for it. Okay. Do I want to do that with you guys today? Probably not. I probably want to concentrate on that. But I'm glad that we've talked about it. And I think what I'm going to do, because I have enough to do 2, I'm going to start on 1. And if it works, it's my proper thing. And if it doesn't, then I was being sensible and making a muslin with similar fabric to the finished garment. And hopefully there'll be a nice bomber jacket out of it at the end for somebody else. So that one can get put to the side for now. Guys, guys. What do I do with this one? What do I do with this one? I have 1.5 meters of it, so I can't make a Sirocco. I did try. I even used the cut out pieces of another Sirocco to try and piece it. So because I knew nobody wants to have, like, I mean, maybe you do want to have cat boob. Maybe we do want cat boob, but you definitely don't want cat crotch. And there wasn't enough of this to do what I wanted with it. So do I just cut out a Sheridan, because we know I love and wear the Sheridans. Not frequently, but I do. What do we do? What do we do? Nimoy says the jacket would look stylish with your denim skirt and the like, and with the fluffy lining, it'll keep you snugly warm if you don't wear it with the duvet over your legs. It's still useful. If you only wear it with the duvet over your legs, it's still useful. This is true. H. So says, I look at that and think Blackwood Cardi. What, this one? This is French Terry, by the way. It's a really nice French Terry. Caroline says, what, Blackwood Cardi I would never wear. It's not me. It is not me. I haven't got enough for any of my really full dresses, which is another thing that I thought. And also this is a directional one. Definitely wouldn't wear it as jogging bottoms. Cat crotch. Bree's laughing at cat crotch. Rachel Lynn says, do the Sheridan for the polka dot. Nicola says, cat crotch. My thoughts went elsewhere. You guys. Yeah, Sarah says, just jogger bottoms. I wouldn't wear them. I've realized this about myself, is when I was doing my dress ban and some of the outfits I put together, if I had print on the bottom and plain on the top, I hated it. If I had the same print top and bottom, like my mulberry Cobra Corsage skirt and shirt combo, and it looked like a dress, I loved it. But when I wore my Jungle Tropics skirt with the orange jumper and this jumper and the cardigan I have on today, I hated it. I'm not going to get rid of that skirt though, because I have leftovers from the cotton lawn that I used to make the 8577 shirt dress, and I'm going to make a top out of it, and then it's going to look like a dress again, which I know is kind of defeating the point of making separates. But I've learned this about myself. Again, experimentation. So yeah. Natalie says it looks like it needs to be snuggly. Yes. And Nimue says, could the cats become a pinafore dress? Gather skirt, elasticated waist, shows off the largest print, and being comfy and easy to wear. I'm not sure that I would ever wear a French terry pinafore. Honestly, I don't think I would. That's why I was hoping to get a Sirocco out of it, because I thought with a Sirocco, it would, because I'd have, like, it would be the all over print, like these ones back here. Because I did think about making just the bottoms, because I've got enough to pattern match the bottoms and not have cat crotch, but I just won't wear them. I know I won't. So, yeah. Nicola, the chat censor banned that. I had to approve your comment. Nicola says PJs. No, too hot for me for PJs. The heaviest I wear or like as PJs is cotton jersey. This would be way too hot. Caroline says, as a Sheridan, it would be great with the denim skirts. Yes, it would. Yes. Nicholas says Sheridan will with offcuts for knickers, then you could have secret cat crotch. Moran says maybe pearl cardigan. Lynn says toaster sweater, says as I iron mine. I've made 4 of those and I have donated every single one because I never picked them out of the wardrobe. I just didn't like them on me. And I cropped it and I made the smaller size. I desperately tried with that, to the point where I've given my sister-in-law, Big Bird, the pattern, because it's not for me. I want them to at the waist, and the toaster doesn't. And it's an absolutely gorgeous sweater, which is why I made 4 of them, because they look so good on everyone else. They're just not for me. Do you know what, guys? I'm going to sit down because my energy levels are crashing. Let me turn you around. It'll last. Sit down. Oh, I'm going to sneeze as well. Where's that come from? Nope, it's gone. That's annoying. Bree's laughing. Erica says, long sleeved Sirocco with the cats on the top and black fabric for the bottom. Nope. I don't have any black French terry for a start, and it's navy. It might not be coming across as navy, but it's definitely navy. Yeah. I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't wear it. I think the reason I'm struggling, like if I just had an X amount of fabric, I would totally make the Sheridan sweater out of this. No qualms whatsoever. Just cut it out, get it done, because it's going to look awesome as a Sheridan. The reason I am struggling is because I've got that little bit extra of fabric that it's like, oh, it feels wasteful to not use the whole 1.5 meters. And even if I make an infinity scarf, I'm still going to end up with a chunk left over. But I could totally add it to the remnants pile that I've got over here that somebody else could then colour block a jumper with. I mean, yeah, like that's the only reason I'm like struggling to work out what I want to do with this one, is because I feel like I should use every scrap of the fabric because it was a lovely, lovely gift, as I say. But if I know I'm going to wear something from it and then I'm going to end up with a little bit of excess fabric left over, I know one of you guys is going to want because I've got enough fabric here next to me to do kind of like a blue colorway of scraps. Like there's a bit of jungle in there, but we've got some the navy French terry, we've got some of the velvet, bit of that in there. There's some grey in here as well. Some, yeah, like Sarah says, how much more do you need to make a Sirocco? Could you colour block with the dark blue for the waistband, neckline, etc.? I like where you guys are going. I do think I think that is a very valid option. The trouble is, because of the giant nature of the print, I have to be really careful with where, so I don't end up with cat crotch and giant cat boobs, although I'm not sure how upset I would be about giant cat boobs, to be honest. But it was so tight and I couldn't pattern match, and that was before I'd even got the sleeves on. And so yes, I could do the sleeves, the waistband and the neckline in a solid that matches, which I would need to buy because I don't have anything in stock that matches. It's a very kind of specific, it's like a French navy rather than a dark navy. I do see where you guys are going with that, and it could look awesome. But I mean, even getting the trouser legs on and in the right place meant that I couldn't get the back on the fold properly positioned, which is not so much of an issue because it's on the back. It's the back, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, pattern matching or pattern placement with this one is going to be so important, and I just really couldn't squeeze the Sirocco on, even with doing like color blocking bits for other pieces. Olivia says, morning everyone from 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius in Iowa. It's about the same here actually. Oh, it's snowing! 2 secs. It's not settling, but that's, I mean, that's snow. Wow. That is snow. We have snow coming down. It's been raining, so it's immediately it's hitting the ground, it's melting. But Moderate snow or ice warning. We have snow. We very rarely get snow down here, this close to the sea. Oh, wow. Christine says, so over it, I have a crop sweatshirt style top. They do. And I do appreciate where you guys are coming from, but I have an entire folder. Hang on. If I can find it now that I've reorganized. Okay. Okay. Jumper, t-shirt. And this is not including the printed patterns. The toaster, like I say, tried it 4 times. I've kept my tracing of it just in case, but I've given the pattern to my sister-in-law because no. The Misusu dyer that's got the little diamond on it, either a tunic or a sweater. Haven't made that one yet. My linebacker jumper from Grasser. Really wanted to like that. Did not. My friend did though, so she took it away from me, and it didn't make her itch. It made me itch so much. There's a t-shirt that should be in the other one. It's in the wrong folder. The Jara sweater, Megan Nielsen. Haven't tried that one yet. That would be a good one. Although I don't like the tie front option. And in all honesty, why the fluff did I buy this one? Because I've got so many of these. Talviki from Named. Again, this one I'm going to need to put cuffs on the bottom of the sleeves and at the waist. The Page hoodie, which is awesome, but again, not made that one yet. The Astoria, made many times. The Ondi. The Katrin, which I love now that I've shortened. Actually, no, the reason that I didn't initially go for this one is because of the very wide neckline. But that could be quite cool. The Stereo sweater. The Sue shirt, again, very wide neckline on that one. And the Sheridan. We've got the boxy hoodie from Kamatia, which is now calico. We've got a Batwing, which is a mashup of that boxy hoodie and the Astoria that I put together ages ago. I've made 2 of them. I rarely wear them. And then the 7634, which I have made many of. So I really don't want to buy a new pattern because I have so many. I have so many. Yeah. Trish says, hello from El Paso, Texas, on the border of Mexico. Finally made a live. I'm thrilled to be with all of you. Welcome, Trish. Thank you for joining us. Jojo says, could you make the cat polka dots into the Sirocco, but with solid colour sleeves of the dots? I think I'd probably go for solid colour background if I did do that, but trying to colour match that would be an absolute pain in the ass. Sarah says, if you're unsure, hold off. You don't want to make something for the sake of it and then have a negative mumbo jumbo. True, but I also don't have anywhere to go for these to go back in. I have to get through these. Olivia says, Sian, congratulations on completing your Make 9. I don't participate in challenges because I so slow, a turtle slow. Thank you, Olivia. I'm very proud of myself. And yeah, one of my spreads in my bullet journal. Let's make some room up here. Just cuddling these patterns down here. One of my spreads in my bullet journal was let's see, let's get it. Sewing challenges. And I thought, the reason I don't take part in sewing challenges is because I forget that they're there and I don't see them, and then I just miss the deadlines. Nope, I'm just really not good at sticking to deadlines. I have completed 3 out of the 7 that I've written down, and then I just kind of gave up and stopped. So this is not a spread that's going to get put into next year's bullet journal. Yeah. But the Make 9, because it's a year-long challenge, and that was one of the ones that was on there that I have completed, one of the 3 that I have completed. I just love the planning aspect of it, and I think I've worked out a way next year of making it even more me. You can see there's fabrics here with a certain color palette in it, so I'm attempting to make a capsule wardrobe, sort of, out of the 9 patterns, or at least, that's kind of the rough idea that I've got. Alison says, hello, Sian and Peeps. Greetings from Bendigo. Where it is currently raining. Sian, how's Chiana today? Binks is sitting right beside me on the other computer chair. Oh, hi, Binks. Chiana is very well, thank you. She was determined to sit on the lap this morning. Didn't matter if the lap was actually not a lap and was a horizontal person. She was determined to sit on it. So she did. Olivia says she wanted me to make it 3 inches longer than the one I made for my granddaughter. It's 3 inches too long. Oh no! I've missed one out. She says I completed my daughter's cloak. Took it to her in Ohio. We celebrated our December birthdays. It was for Christmas, and it's 3 inches too long. Oh no! Anyway, says snow. Keep your fingers crossed that I don't get snow and ice. The garage isn't open on Sunday, so the car is outside, and I don't want the hassle after work. Yeah, no fun. No fun. Bree says, sell the cat crotch dots to fund the world tour fabric shopping. No, the cat crotch dots was a gift, so I need to make something for me out of it, but I don't see anything wrong with further passing on the large piece that will be left so somebody can colour block something from it. Yeah, I think that would be okay. Olivia says, needless to say, the cloak is back here in Iowa with me, and I have to hem it 3 inches. Aww. Erica says, hubby shoveled 40 to 50 centimetres of snow off of our balcony yesterday. Now there's 20 new centimetres. The drifts are deeper, but it's a good reminder of how different climate can be, even quite close geographically. Yeah. It's still snowing. It's not settling. But that is snow. Oh, it's really cold water that's coming down, like really cold water. But it's not hail because you'd hear that. Oh, yeah. Rachel Lynn says, I say make the Sheridan, then you have enough to colour block the Misusu. No, I've put it in the to be sold pile because I don't like the feel of it. Trish says, Olivia, everything sounds fabulous. Pretty funny about those 3 inches, and happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Olivia says, thank you, Trish. That goes to show I still should have measured her. Christine says, bonjour, Sian and Peeps. Getting pretty colder here in Montreal. Minus 8 degrees centigrade this morning. How are you? Very well, thank you. How are you? Natalie says, if you made a hoodie, would you wear it? That might use up the extra fabric. Got 2 hoodies on this. And no, neither of these ever get worn. And they're gorgeous. I wear the trousers all the time. But no. The answer to that is most definitely no. They would not get worn. But I see where I like what you're thinking there. I see where you're going with that, and you're not wrong. That extra fabric would get used up in a hood, but no, I don't wear them. Christine says, by the way, Sian, your new hairdo is absolutely beautiful on you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And this is it with a hot brush. I haven't, like, you know, one of those like hair dryers that is a brush and dries as you brush through your hair. I haven't put straighteners on this. I am genuinely amazed by how healthy it's looking at the moment as well. Thank you. Makey says, I'm struggling like you. Bought a lovely ponte at a local market and wanted to make a sweater, but I rarely wear them. So now I'm thinking maybe a dress because I wear them all the time. Yeah. He always says, I DM'd you a different sweater shape on Insta. Where's me fun? Oh, the cats have it. Sneaky. Sneaky cats. Hello. Ooh, yeah, that's cute. But no, I wouldn't wear it. It's really cute. I really like it. But I know I wouldn't wear it. But thank you so much, Nimore. I mean, it looks amazing on her. It does look really, really cute, but I know I wouldn't wear it. I'm being curmudgeonly, aren't I? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, like, shoot down all of your ideas. I'm really not trying to shoot down all of your ideas. I've held onto this fabric for so long to be the perfect thing. It's behind you over there, which is why I'm kind of like looking up into space like, I think I'm going to do the Sheridan. I really don't want to buy a new sweater pattern, guys, because like I say, this doesn't even include the paper patterns that I have. Let's have a look through those, just in case. Just in case. Let's have a look. Let's be thorough. Let's be thorough. Now I've got to remember where I put them because everything's moved. Like, I really do not need a new pattern. Okay, so this one was bought because of the like zip up top. And I do really like it, but I don't love it. I definitely got carried away ordering these ones. I think this is one of those ones where it was like I needed to make up the thing. So it was like, this is interesting. But yeah, do like it, don't love it. Trish says, oh, Christine, thank you for reminding me. I'm starting over. Hi, peeps. Sue says, E and M do some great sweater patterns. Elena says, hello, lovely Shannon peeps. Hello. Sue says, I keep hinting at Dyson Airwrap I used a friend's while away. It's amazing. I am fully intending to get myself one of those for Christmas next year because I should be able to afford it then. Although although my laptop, my poor little laptop, it served me very well for the last just over 4 years, but I think it is dying. It doesn't it just dies, the screen goes black and just, yeah. Which, yeah, to replace is $4,000. And before anyone tells me to get a PC, it's a really great idea and I really wish I could, but they won't support Final Cut Pro on a PC. I can't, and this is the software, editing software that I've invested in. I mean, 300 quid, but still I've invested in more so the time that I've invested in learning how to use it. And I have tried using Adobe Premiere Pro and I hate it. And I hate PCs as well. Everything's in the wrong place. I completely ruined myself by buying a Mac. I wish I hadn't gotten into it. What was it, 12 years ago now? But I did. And yeah, my replacement that I need for this is $4,000, which is ridiculous. But then this one cost me $3,000 5 years ago. And I was so pleased when I paid it off. I paid it off at the end of last year. It took me 4 years to pay it off. And I need a new one because it's dying. But never mind. Computer will come before Air App, but I would love an Air App. I've never used one, but I just love I use a really cheap Babyliss hot brush, and I know it's not doing my hair the most amount of good because it's actually a metal barrel. But you know, I can achieve this with it, so it's gonna be fine for now. Nimue says, the thing you'd wear is the right thing. As the quilters say, finished is better than perfect. This is true. Erica says, if you have a gut feeling about a garment that you would love to wear, go with it. Most mistakes are when you go against those gut feelings. The remnants can be used by you or for someone else. Yeah. Actually, there's this one, which this is what I bought that Atelier Brunette fabric for. The one that I made that into the other Sheridan sweater, the black Atelier Brunette. I bought it for this, and I made a muslin out of it and hated it on me, and then cropped the muslin and actually kind of liked it. It's got a really kind of like unusual crossed over collar with a yoke at the back, which I really, really like. And I've traced all this out. So I'm thinking, because like I say, I cropped the other one just above where the pockets went in, to make it into a jumper, and then ended up giving that away because it was too cropped even for me. But I wouldn't mind experimenting with this one again because I really do like the yoke back. But I think this one would be a good one to experiment with the offcuts of the fabric rather than the whole of it being in one color. I think that would be a good one to experiment with. I love this one. I have cut out my Ibiza foxes out of this one. Now, words are hard. Here we go. A is really nice. I like that. It's very like that red cardigan that Mum's made for me. I'm wondering if I could cheat the collar onto it because I really like the collar, but still have it cropped. I'm sure there would be a way of kind of like rounding that out so that it didn't go all the way around to the back like this one. So kind of like just rounding the collar into that piece there. That one I like, but I haven't tried that one yet, and this fabric's too precious to experiment with. This one is awesome. Again, I would put a waistband on the bottom of that, and the sleeves are so Sheridan-esque that, again, this is not fabric to experiment with. This one I bought for the leggings. This one I've made many of and I like. That's t-shirt. These are the workout ones. Workout. This one's nice. This one's nice. I like this one a lot. Again, I think it's too long for me. And it wouldn't be one to experiment with. So they're all the workout ones. So let me keep the jumpers there for a second. Put the workout ones back. So that one I will experiment with at some point. I will probably put a waistband on it. That one I would like to come back to, but again, I think I need to experiment a bit more with that one. This one, I've already got one made cut out and made it up. This one is cute, but again, and then this one is very Sheridan-esque. So none of these are bad, but I still think the Sheridan is my favorite out of all of them. Let me just tidy these away. Just have a look through my t-shirts and see. Yeah. I think I'm pretty happy with my decision. I think it's going to be a Sheridan. I was talking about this in the Patreon exclusive waffle that's going up on the 15th. Actually. But we can sit and chat about it now as well. I was thinking about because I get let me catch up with the chat and then we'll talk about that. Oh, let's see, where did I get to? Mim says the Vogue jacket would look beautiful. I like it, but again, I'd need to tweak a lot of it, and I bought it as like a filler pattern rather than I love this pattern. Olivia says give a thumbs up. Oh yes, 128 of us and 56 likes. Sue says love my Mac, been using them since the 80s. Yeah. Rachel Lynn says I understand. I have a MacBook and a Mac. I call them my big Mac and my baby Mac. Yeah, same here. Mum and Dad are actually using my desktop Mac because their Mac is even older than mine and theirs died completely. I mean, mine is old. Mine's 10, 11 years old now. Theirs is older than that. We need to take it over to the Genius Bar and see if they can retrieve the photos from it because it's my dad's like entire photo collection from the last 20 years. So we need to try and rescue those. Mum and I are planning on going over to the mainland in January, I think, for a day. We're going to take the car so that we can take the Mac and then go to IKEA on the way back. But yeah, I don't think I could. Do you know what? I could learn to use Adobe Premiere Pro editing software, but I don't want to. I've spent 6 years learning to use Final Cut Pro, and I'm still not, I'm still learning it and still getting there, and I don't want to relearn from scratch something new. So yeah. Natalie says, have you had the laptop looked at? My sister was having issues and resolved with a new battery. I'm good. Well, like I said, we're going to go to the mainland in January, and I'm going to book a Genius Bar appointment for this, as well as Mum and Dad's desktop one. And yeah, we'll see. It might be like repairable rather than have to replace it. But it's getting to its lifespan where they start classing them as vintage. So yeah. Sue says hair looks fab the next day after an air wrap. Yeah, I want one. Eventually I'll get one. Nimue says, does it freeze and throw you back into the login screen? Because that's apparently a weird software bug. Mine likes to annoy me with that. No, mine just turns off. Even when it's plugged in. It's just having a hissy fit. It'll be fine. Like I said, take it to the Genius Bar, see what they can do with it. And if I have to buy myself a new one, I will be able to afford that by October next year. which will be when this one will be 6 years old. So yeah. Nimue says, Apple is an expensive habit, but my mental health is worth it. Microsoft drives me bonkers just with the minimal exposure at work. Yeah, I hate Microsoft as a user interface because I'm so used to Apple and everything's on the wrong side with Microsoft and it's weird. I don't like it. That's my one complaint about my Banana machine is that the editing embroidery software that comes with the Banana only works with Microsoft products. It doesn't work on a Mac. And they have no intention of making it work with a Mac. So you have to either buy a laptop that will handle it, which I do have. My ex gave me one. He used to work in IT. He had one hanging around that he'd repaired that they were going to throw away. So, that I've got that. I haven't tried it on there yet. Or you have to partition your hard drive and boot camp it and then use Parallels to run Microsoft on your Mac, which is really annoying. So yeah, that's my big complaint with Banana embroidery software is that they refuse to. And you'd think because Macs are supposed to be like the creative side of things, like Macs are terrible for gaming. And if I ever decided that I wanted to get back into gaming properly, I probably would try. I mean, this would be if I won the lottery, and then I would have a setup for World of Warcraft. But yeah. Sue says, I've got 2 operating systems on mine so that I can go back and use the old Adobe software. Claire says, I have a look at the back market for your replacement Mac. Have had phones and tablets from them. Money back if not happy. Cool. I shall check them out. Thank you. Olivia says, I made that butterick last Christmas for my granddaughter and she loved it, but wished it was shorter. She's 4'11". Oh, wow. Yes. No, that is a lovely pattern and I have made it before. I think the thing that went wrong for me was the fabric I used was slightly too thick and I put the pockets in and they just made my hips look even bigger. But when I cropped it and made it into a jumper, it looked awesome. So yeah, but I'd want to add cuffs to it and stuff as well. So yeah. Sue says, do Apple still have Genius bars where they take a look at it for you? I think so. I haven't been to one for a while, but I think so. Oh, I hope so. Just says, Shan, it's great that you know the garment shapes that look fabulous on you. Go with it. I think the butterick at the correct length for you would be great with the cat dot. Yeah. I kind of think I want to colour block that one though. I think I kind of want to colour block it. Carol says, good morning from New York. Make the Sheridan and save the off cut for a baby gift. Oh, yeah. Conchetta says, good morning. Hope you're all well. Yes. Sue says, Apple do great refurbs. You can use your Mac for Microsoft software. Just going to say that. Right. I'm off to see the kids for lunch. See you all soon. Enjoy, Sue. Thank you. Yeah. No, I just dislike Microsoft software. And you can't get Final Cut Pro on a Microsoft PC. So yeah. Let's fold this back up. Let's make this into a neat pile again. The next thing we need to do is see if I have enough of the giant jersey panels to make the dress that I want to make out of them. But I need to tidy up the paper cut patterns Rigel bomber jacket a little bit first because I need to do some alterations to that to get it to work for me. Oh my gosh, I've been waffling at you for an hour and 20 minutes. You guys, thank you for listening to me, Rabbit. Right, okay, so super loud cuffing pattern, teeny weeny zip, but it's going to be exactly the right length, and of course rose gold, so blingy. There's the pattern back there, so let's fold the other pieces. Let's fold it all back up and put this away. The other thing I was thinking about getting cut out today was the 3/4 circle skirt out of the Brielle wool. Because that needs to get sewn. But past me has done a lot of the work for future me, because I knew I was going to want to line this. This is an unlined pattern, and of course this is me, so I want to line it. And past me has already traced out the lining for future me. That was nice of past me. Thank you, past me. Okay, so that is going to need some work done to it. So that can go over there. So this was what I was going to talk about, wasn't it? Not frequently, but I do get the occasional comment from people just being like, oh my God, you only make the same thing over and over and over again. I'm getting so bored. Why don't you try new things? And I did a video about that earlier this year, which was a really interesting, and I watched it again the other day, and in fact last night, and I read through the comments again, and it was a really interesting discussion from you guys, because have I not got any dogs down here? Yes, I have. I just didn't want dog. Yeah, it was a really interesting discussion, because part of it is like, this is your job. You owe it to us to do new things. Like, this is your business. You have to be like innovative and do the stuff and show us new things. And then the other one was like, oh, why are you making things that you know you're not probably going to like? Surely that's a waste of your time and fabric and money and effort and all the rest of it. And it's like this really happy balance of like making stuff that's interesting enough that people aren't going to get bored of it. And I appreciate, again, I said this a few times, but at the beginning of the year, you know, definitely retreated into my tiny little comfort zone and stayed there because I needed to be happy. And so that was going to be what was going to make me happy. And then I branched out at the end of the year, and I've made some things that, you know, like not necessarily for me, but was good to try and things like that. But I get criticism either way. If I make stuff that I love, like if I'm going to cut Sheridan out of this, I've decided. And I'm going to get a lot of people just being like, oh, but you've made so many, and I have made 3, and this will be my 4th. But you know, you've done this before. Why don't you try something new? And then if I try something new and I don't like it, people are like, well, why did you try something that you didn't think you were going to like? And it's like, well, I thought, like the toaster sweater, I made 4 of those. I was desperately trying to make myself like that, and it just wasn't for me. But it is this like really fine balance of doing things that are interesting enough that you guys want to see them, but then also are going to be stuff that actually work for me and will get worn, and then I won't get criticized for wasting fabric and time. So yeah. That swallowed a hair there as well at the same time. Not fun. But yeah, it's a lot of the people in the comments were like, well, how entitled is the person who made that comment? And I really didn't mind the comment. Like, you know, I get it. Like, I know it's not for everybody. Sorry, Alison's saying she wants to see the cats. Kitties! They're actually coming up in today's vlog as well. But this is my mum's friend's Christmas present. This was the experiment. This is all my fabrics. And then this is some of my fabrics and some of mum's fabrics. Let's see, where did I get to? Elena says, my husband was watching yesterday, raving about WoW's new update or new part that was made without Activision. Ooh, sorry, working today on half brain because my kid gave me the flu. Oh, yuck. Ugh. Yeah, I miss WoW. I miss WoW. I would love to be able to play WoW. Alison says, please can we see the little cat the queen and the Quilton Queen has made? Olivia says, I say make what you like. You owe us nothing. Exactly. Kylie says the velvet would be gorgeous as an outer vest. Yeah, the trouble is it's slightly stretchy. It's not very stretchy, but it's slightly stretchy. But yeah. Rachel then says, my thought is that we watch you for your personality more than anything else. I mean, that's good. Because there's definitely more of that than there is of like sewing, really, I suppose. Hopefully some of it's useful. Although I've kind of taken that away by just doing the proper videos and making the waffles the Patreon exclusive. There will be YouTube memberships coming up for those that wanted it. Yeah. Olivia says, I don't think I could be on YouTube because of the negativity. I honestly don't think my mental health is strong enough for that. Yeah. I definitely have good and bad times with it. Sometimes I don't let it affect me at all, and sometimes it's just immediately like, oh gosh, why am I doing this to myself? Yeah. But I have to say the majority of people are lovely, and the majority of people who offer critiques do that rather than criticism. There are a few people who I've just blocked them because I just got to the point where it's like, I'm sorry, but like there was I have the ability on the back end of YouTube to put in a person's name and see every comment that they've made. And there was this one, in fact, there was about 3 people that every time they made a comment, there was some nitpicky. I'm sure they meant it as constructive, but because I could do this and I looked at every other comment they'd done, the only times that they commented was to say something negative. And that association, I saw the name come up, and then there would be a critique in their comment, and it was cumulative, and it was cumulative over a long period of time. But it was one of those ones where it was just like, do you know what? You never comment to say anything nice. And I'm not saying that you have to comment and only say nice things, because constructive criticism is welcome. And some of you do it incredibly well. Like, you do constructive criticism well. And not everyone's going to like the same stuff all the time. I get it. Like, that's just, that's life. It'd be very boring if we liked all the same stuff all the time. But yeah, there's about 3 people in the last sort of 6 months that I have just banned from the channel. And it's because cumulatively looking at their comments, it was always negative. And like I say, this association had built up when I saw their name come up. It was like, this isn't going to be good. And like looking at everything that they'd said in there was never a positive. It was, they didn't comment on every video, but the ones that they chose to comment on is when they had a negative opinion. And it was just like, no, sorry, but no. So I don't get negativity all that often. I think I've been quite good about setting boundaries, and I've also gotten to the point where I won't engage with it anymore either. Like if somebody says a negative thing to me in the comment section, I'm just like, nope, I don't need that. Constructive criticism, there is a very, very big difference. Very big difference. But yeah. Lynn says, oh my gosh, those cats are amazeballs. Olivia says, your mom is so talented. Nimue says, first rule of the internet, you can't please everyone, and it isn't your duty to try. Exactly. And nobody's forcing anyone to watch me. If they don't like my content, they really don't have to stay. So yeah. Nimue says, pretty kitties. Trish says, I feel certain that I'm not alone in wanting you to do exactly as you please. Yeah. And I think, you know what? That's the best kind of content, because I'm happiest doing it, and hopefully I can give you a spin on some things. And I know the beginning of this year got repetitive, but it was the shittiest beginning of the year ever. Like, broke up with somebody I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Devastating health news. And then Chiana getting to the point where the vets were talking to me about quality of life with Chiana, like having to think about really hard decisions with Chi, was just, I needed one thing that I had control over in my life to be positive, and it was sewing. And Yeah, I know it got really repetitive with 6 months of Cobra Corsage and my Sojo disappeared and I was making stuff that I liked, but it was necessary to keep me afloat mental health wise. So yeah. Monica says you need to keep in full control of your channel, meaning you decide what you want, continue to grow as you need and change where you feel you want to. I'm here for genuine content. Exactly. Christine says, oh, Sian, do you have the pattern for this cat pattern? Yes, and it will be in today's Vlogmas. The Funky Critter Factory, I think, but it's in today's Vlogmas. So you're going to have to go and watch today's Vlogmas. We need a couple more of these and we'll have an army of cats. Erica says, yay for the Sheridan, it will be lovely. And a three-quarter circle skirt in a nice fabric will be. Had grand plans of cutting out the skirt from the by hand under Sandeep, but toddler has had a fever and won't sleep alone. Oh, bless. I hope she's get better soon. Alison says, I'm definitely going to have a go at making one of those. They are just beautiful. And it's a change from making garments as Overlocker needs a service. Yeah, Mum said the instructions are okay, but not brilliant. Trish says, ooh, looking forward to Vlogmas. Tell Mum that the cats are great. I personally love the cat with your fabrics. Me too. Me too. Monica says, good morning, Sian and everyone. Good morning. Alison says, good morning to Monica. Monica says, good morning to Alison. Bree says, love the cats. They're cute. Alison says, Sian, are you keeping the other cat? Nope, they're both going to Mum's friend. Teresa says, love your dress. The print is awesome. And those cats are adorable. Yes. Bree says, changing the subject, how's the craft group going? We didn't end up going in the other night because lots of people had to cancel. But we're going again on the 22nd. So, yeah. Francesca says, do what you love. Your joy in what you do transfers through the content that you post. Yes. Olivia says, I have a sister that always made me feel bad about myself. It took her stopping talking for me to realise that. Stopping talking to me for me to realise that. As humans, we tend to focus on the negative things. Yeah, for some reason, they seem to be easier to believe about ourselves than the positive stuff. And I know there's a few of us going through that at the moment. And like, it's mad because other people can see how fluffy and awesome you are. And it doesn't matter that these other people that you trust the opinion of, that you really trust the opinion of and love to death, and these people are amazing friends that you are very lucky to have in your life, and for them to say positive things about you is just like, oh, it's just, you're just being nice with some stranger that you've never met before. I mean, obviously that yours is slightly different if it was your sister, and I'm very sorry that you've had to have that in your life, but some stranger on the internet can turn around and say one mean thing about you and you fixate on that, and it's ridiculous. I know that intellectually. Actually putting into practice listening to my own advice, nah. Why would I do anything so sensible as that? Oh, it's gonna be so cute. And then there's going to be lots left over for me to either colour block something for myself or pass on to somebody else. I'm probably going to end up being selfish and keeping it for myself, to be honest. Johanna says, good morning, making Christmas cookies this morning. Nice. Christine says, oh my gosh, it shows that you are human, my dear. Been seeing your vlogs since you started. Love them. Oh, thank you. Elena says, sorry, but what fabric is there on the QQ's table? It looks so pretty on the phone screen. It is incredibly pretty. Mum actually gave this to me. It is a super heavyweight, really lovely quality, thick jersey from Stitch Fabrics. I think it's a D&G print, like a really old D&G print, because it's got the same stuff on the selvage that all of the other D&G prints have. But Mum only bought 2.5 meters of it, so I can't get any of my dresses that I like out of it. And she did ask for it back, and then was like, oh no, if you're going to use it, you keep it. But then when I tried to get the dress that I wanted to do out of it and couldn't. So I've put it back on her desk so she can have something with it. Where did we get to with the chat? Olivia says, been enjoying your Vlogmas every day. I'm hoping your mum gets her advent calendar. Me too. It made it to Southampton yesterday. So I'm hoping it'll arrive on Monday. But Royal Mail have now said that with the strike action going on, that anything that hasn't been posted is unlikely to arrive. I'm so annoyed with the company I bought it from. I'm so annoyed with them. The 25th of November. Never mind. Never mind. Janet says, good morning from British Columbia, Canada. Good morning. Conchetta says, also your honesty and the way you've used sewing things you love to help navigate an extremely difficult year is inspiring. Oh, thank you. Sharon says, well done you. It's your channel and your hard work. Thank you. Monica says, I'm going to tape together the Closet Core Mitchell Pant PDF this morning while we hang out. Been sick with the flu and behind in all things December. Oh, you poor thing, Monica. Feel better soon. Eliza's here. Good morning all. Late again. What is that beautiful fabric and what are you making? Are those cats? These are cats. This is very lovely fabric that I'm going to make a Sheridan out of. There's been much soul searching over this Sheridan. But you know what? It needs to be a Sheridan. And yeah. Christine says, ooh, such nice fabric. Yes. Olivia says that fabric. Yes. Eliza says, I'm sorry to hear you are sick with the flu. To Monica, feel better soon. Monica says, thank you so much to Eliza. It's been a long few weeks with it. Jojo says, oof, I am very much looking forward to the negative Nelly suggestions on my channel. Watch this space. It's going to be entertaining for folk, if nothing else. Yeah. Trish says, are you regifting the fabric to your mother as an at least 12-day Advent gift? Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, Mum gave it to me because she said she didn't like the colours on her, but then she's decided that she would like to try it again. And I am more than happy for her to have it because she is the one that originally bought it. So, yeah. I really want the little kitty that's holding on and clawing through the second time I've turned the iron on to iron this pattern flat. Let's actually go over here and do that. Now, I don't want to be wasteful with this fabric, but also because I have that little bit extra, I can be a little bit more finicky about print placement on this one. And one of the circles has a cat that's holding on to the circle and clawing through the circle, and I really want him to be on the front of the jumper. I also don't want cat boobs. I think placing that one there is going to be good. Now, can I fit the back on so that I'm not wasting any fabric? I think I can. Yeah. Yes. Right. In fact, that can move up a little bit. There. Okay. So that's good. Then sleeve. Waistband. Yeah, I need to be a little bit careful with the waistband because the cats are slightly too big for it to be able to fold over properly and still have an entire cat on it. So let's go for that placement. And we'll go for that placement for the cuff. And then I've got a load left over. In fact, not that much left over, to be honest. I've probably got 75 centimeters left over, but I haven't put the collar on yet. I do a thicker collar than usual. And then I will do the infinity scarf. Can I get this placement in here, down here, so I can get a wide enough collar? If I'm doing it, because I'm trying to be slightly strategic about placement of kitties. Maybe if I did it that way, then because then that So I really don't want to waste fabric, and I'm really trying to be strategic about where the kitties go. And I think maybe if I no, I still think that's the best placement for that kitty, for the waistband. Yeah, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. Yeah, happy with that. Right. Happy with that. Let's catch up with the chat. Let's see. Where did I get to with the chat? Alison says, good night, Shannon Peeps. Do hope you have a great week. Shan, please give Chiana a cuddle from me. Binks says, purrs and headbutts. Thank you, Alison. Good night. And thank you, Binks. Elena says, that fabric is so pretty. It could look fabulous on one of your favourite scuba dress patterns. Sorry, never remember the numbers. Yeah. Oh, I agree, but I didn't have enough to do the mini scuba dress that I usually do, the 9199. So there's definitely not enough for the 8972. I tried. I did try. Nimue says, all companies seem to be a bit slow right now. I ordered my Black Friday pattern splurge from Something Delightful on the 27th. Got a shipping notification on the Friday and now International Post. Yes. Monica says, good night to Alison. Nimue says, but yeah, very annoying with your mum's advent. Olivia says, I agree. Put it in a bag for one of her advent days. Erica says, toddler with a fever just woke up. So that's my cue to say, have a great day, everyone. You too, Erica. Thank you for joining us. Alison says, good night to Monica. Olivia says, that fabric. Yes, it's beautiful. Kylie says, cat fabric, vest and skirt. No, jumper. It's a French terry. Eliza says, can you tell me where your blue fabric came from? And it's sweatshirt fleece or something warm and heavy? Having trouble finding such prints here in the US. This was from Poland, I believe, and it was from Mikey, I think, MIEEKIE.com or .pl. But it was a gift from the very lovely Alex from Gingerhead & Co. many, many years ago. Alex she has a couple of companies that actually don't send outside of Poland, but her sister, when she comes to visit, Alex will have some fabric sent to her and she smuggles it over for her. But yeah, this was an incredibly kind gift from Alex, which is why I've held on to it for so long, to make sure that I make the right thing with it. And I think the Sheridan is the right thing. If I'd had enough, I would have loved a Dirando Sirocco from this, but I would have needed at least another 1.5 meters to properly get pattern placement correct. I actually saw this, Alex had made a dress out of this on her Instagram, and I commented on it and just said, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then I got this and the sewing machine French terry in the post. So Alex sent me this one as well. And they are amazing quality. But yeah, I didn't buy this one, so I'm not 100% sure if it's from that shop. And I know it was a good sort of 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't think the print would even be there anymore, I'm afraid. But once I've made this one up, I have worked my way through all of my wonderful gifts from the very lovely Alex, which I feel is quite an achievement because Alex has sent me a lot of wonderful gifts over the years. I'm very, very grateful and very lucky to have such wonderful people in my life. Where did I get to with the chat? Barbara says, good night all. Time for bed here in Oz as it's now past midnight. Good night, Barbara. Thank you for joining us. Kylie says, sleeveless dress. Nope, wouldn't wear it. Wouldn't wear it out of these jersey prints because this is a heavyweight jersey. This is French terry. Wouldn't wear it. This kind of fabric needs to be warm and toasty and snuggly. It needs to be a snuggly jumper. And I do want to make myself a pair of my wide leg jogging bottoms in a dark navy ponte, which this will go really nicely with. And one of the things that I've decided I'm doing next year for my mental health is I'm going to join the gym, because I keep meaning to exercise at home. And as you guys know, if you've followed me for any amount of time, every now and again, I will get it into my head to be like, oh, I'm going to do the thing. And I start, and then I never kind of carry on with exercise. I've tried a whole bunch of different things. But the one time that I have successfully got fit was when I was going to the gym, because I was paying for it. And because I was paying for it, I went, because otherwise it was a waste of money. So there's a gym around the corner from here. It's a 9-minute drive. And I've spoken to Mum and Dad about it, and they think it's a good idea. And I'm allowed to have the car, because Mum did say, well, you could get the bus. And I was like, Mum, the bus is a tenner. If I'm going 3 times a week, that's 30 quid a week on transport. Like, I'd rather give you the money for the car. But I'm going to try and go, like I say, 3 times a week in the mornings. There's a gym. There is studios for different kind of workout classes. There is a swimming pool. There's a sauna. And I think one of the things that has been making me sad is that I don't fit into my old clothes anymore, and I'm getting over that. And as you guys have noticed, I've started refashioning some of my old clothes. The red silk dress, which I haven't showed you guys it on yet, but I am so pleased with this refashion. And I'm going to tweak these little sleeve doodads, because this is an amazing finish for this dress. I have made a sleeveless one, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But for a stiff fabric like this little sleeve cap, actually, I need to tweak it so that it's a little less restrictive than this one is. But I'm not going to redo this one. But yeah, I love that dress. And I would have worn it out for dinner the other night if I had something appropriate to go over it. So I need to make the little jacket, the brocade jacket that I showed you guys last time. I tried it on, it wasn't right. But if I made one in black silk dupioni, that would look amazing. So I'm going to make myself, and I have some black silk dupioni in my stash that I actually cut into to make a commission with some of it. and I am going to use the rest of it for a little jacket, and I can always line it in, like, I've got some red rose silk, so I can always line it in red to make it go with that one. Somebody said I should embroider it as well, which is a really good idea, because I was thinking about like adding the little bits of red silk that I had left as an accent to that black silk jacket, but that would then mean it was like to be worn with that only. And I've got a bunch of evening dresses that I'm going to make next year, like my lace ones, and I think this little black jacket to go over the top of all of them would be a really good idea. And I've actually got some other shorter lengths of silk as well that I think it would be a good idea to make like outfits to go with these dresses, because I would have worn that dress if I'd had a cover up, because it was chilly, and also I don't like my upper arms at the moment, which, yeah, somebody, like I did say I was having a crisis of confidence in my appearance during one of the vlogs, and you know, like lots of the comments were really, really lovely, but a lot of people were just like, oh gosh, well, someone looks like you has a crisis of confidence, like, you know, like, and I get it. I get that it was meant as a nice thing, but it was like objectively, I know I'm not hideous to look at, but mentally at the moment, like, you know, your brain does a number on you. It'd be really nice if it didn't, but your brain does do a number on you. So yeah. Yes. Right. Where did I get to with the chat? Jojo says, right, I'm off, fellow peeps. Long-suffering husband and I are going to watch Scrooged this afternoon. Can't go wrong with a bit of Bill Murray. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. You too. Lollapalooza says, have you ever tried yoga? Yes. I took classes and was really pleasantly surprised that I really did tone up from it. Yes, and that's one of the classes that is offered by the gym that I am joining. I have tried doing 8 classes with Adrian on YouTube, and that was one of the reasons I moved my room around, so I had more floor space up there, and I just didn't do any work up there during the summer because it was too hot. And now it's too cold, and I've moved my room back around because there's a draft from my window, and I was sitting in bed, and my bed was right under my window, and I was getting a draft across the back of my neck, and it was giving me shoulder ache. So I moved my room back around, and there isn't floor space up there for me to do yoga. The only place that there is floor space for me to do yoga is in the front room, and I don't want to do it in the front room. So no, I think the whole gym thing is going to work out really well for me. If I go for nothing else other than to sit in the sauna and then go for a swim every now and again on occasion, then you know, like, I'm hoping that I will do more than that, and I'm planning on doing more than that, but at the very least I'm looking forward to those minimum things from it. So yeah. Elena says, have a very nice week. My flu med's making me falling asleep, so I'll have to go. I hope you feel better, Elena. Thank you for joining us. Nimue says, I find having classes very helpful. Set times and you get a sense of community that helps to go when motivation is a bit low. Yeah. Nimue says, we're prepping for dance performance in January for the first time since 2020. So exciting. That is exciting. Awesome. Right. Oh, cutting into my fabric. Okay. Just decided that I'm going to actually draw this out because I want to make the collar a little bit bigger. So let's not do it with a pencil. Let's do it with a pen that comes off. I meant to pick up the pen that came off. Pay attention. There you go. Right. Itchy nose. This is going to be such a cute jumper. Such a cute jumper. Yay. Haha. Done it now. Cut a giant hole in the middle of my fabric. I have to keep going. I've got that Taylor Swift anti-hero song going around in my head for some reason. Not sure what that's all about, but it's not stopping. This is going to be such a cute jumper. And you're right, it's going to look really cool with that denim skirt. In fact, either of my denim skirts. Okay. Oh, put in notches to match up the cuffs. They are very important. They make life much easier. Eliza says, found it, Makey fabric. Awesome. There are some really pretty prints on there. That's where I've got a lot of my leafy ones and my floral ones. You know, the black floral Sirocco, that one. That's where that fabric came from. Again, that was a gift from Alex. I have been thoroughly spoiled by Alex and Hedge Hubby over the years. They've also gotten me gift vouchers for Sherwood fabrics, which was incredibly kind of them. So yes, very, very spoiled. Very spoiled indeed. Very spoiled indeed. I hate cutting out with the fabric on that side. I didn't think my outfit all the way through today. These sleeves, when you need to cut fabric out, are not the ones. Wah! Well, that pin went flying. Come back. Come back. I'm already, sorry, my brain's on a tangent and all over the place today, but I'm already thinking about ways of filming for next Vlogmas that mean that I'm ahead of schedule, because I had ideas for a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do this year, and I'm not going to have time. So yeah, I'm thinking hopefully with the filming schedule that I am giving myself when we go back into the new year with one proper video a week with the Patreon exclusive waffles, I'm thinking that I should have some time over the year to start building up some content to come out in December, because I've got ideas for projects that I think would be really good December content. And at the very least, they would be also really good to have as just backup videos to go out if I end up needing a week off or having, you know, like being ill that week and haven't been able to film or something. But yeah, I had grand plans. I always have grand plans for the Decembers, and I never prepare for them properly. And I thought I had this year. And I have for Patreon. Patreon, I'm very happy with how that's going. Like I said, I've got videos up to the 15th. And that's 2 videos a week for the Patreon exclusive waffles. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot to say hello to my new Patreon peeps. I am so sorry. I'm such an idiot. I've got 3 new Patreon peeps to say hi to. I was supposed to do it at the beginning. I'll do it at the beginning for next week as well, but I will say hi now. Alicia Walker, Stephanie and Barbara Nash. I think has Barbara left already? Yes, she has. Thank you very much for joining the Patreon peeps. And I will keep those names on the list and read them out at the beginning of next week's hangout, because that's when they're meant to get read out. But thank you very much, you 3, for joining the Patreon peeps. So you can listen to me waffle at you about various and sundry things. I'm so excited about this jumper. It's going to be so cute. Oh, so cute. So cute. And do you know what? I'm not going to cut myself an infinity scarf from it. I'm going to leave the little bit that I have left intact for either for me to colour block something with later, or if I do pass this on to somebody else. I'm not guaranteeing that I will, because I love this print so much and I might colour block what I've got left because I'm greedy. But yeah, like the reason that I've done infinity scarves in the past is because there's been like a 20 centimetre piece left, but there's going to be a bit more than that on this one, which means that I probably could get like a jumper front and back if I did the sleeves in like a solid. And who knows, I might end up loving the Rigel bomber jacket so much that I'll want to make a bunch of them to go over all of these jumpers. Because we all know that once I find a pattern and I like it, I make multiples of them. So yes. Lala Pleaser says, do you serge around the edges of your terry fabrics? Nope. I serge them together, but I don't pre-serge them, because that would add extra bulk into seams and stuff, so no. But the inside of all of my French terry or all of my knitted garments, every seam on the inside is serged to finish it off, because whilst knit fabrics don't fray, they can unravel. They mostly don't, but they can. Let's see. Monica says, putting together PDF patterns takes way more brain power than I think it should. Is it just me? Eliza says, no, it's not just you, Monica. I have a stack of printed PDF patterns that I just can't bring myself to put together. Yeah, I've gotten to the point now where I have them printed by net printers, and I pay that extra money to have them done, because it's worth it for my time, saving of time and mental health, to not have to try and stick those 74 sheets of all the giant princess style dresses that I buy together. So yeah, and Monica's laughing at Eliza. Nimue says, speaking of tangents, is anybody else watching Engineering Knits? I may have ordered felting wool at 1 AM last night to make myself a felt ball garland. I haven't. I'm watching Rachel's Vlogmas at the moment, and that is it. And it's only because I do not have time to do anything else, and I'm watching Rachel's because I really want to see her reactions to my advent calendar gifts. Last night was like a regifted one. It was all of the sewing labels that Gertie sent from her Patreon. Thank you for being a patron for a year gift, and they're lovely. Like, they're really, really lovely labels, but I don't put labels in my clothes because they irritate me, and I end up cutting labels out of clothes if I have any ready-to-wear clothes. Although I have to say, I've got my Lily silk jumper on today, and their labels are really silky, so I haven't felt the need to cut these ones out. But the woven ones that get printed are kind of scratchy, so I pass those on to Rachel, and she's free to keep them or pass them on as she wishes, because you know, I know that not all of them are going to be for her, and hopefully she'll use some of them and then pass some more on. Totally happy with that. But yeah, that's the only Vlogmas that I'm watching, and like I say, I'm watching it because I really want to see Rachel's reaction to the calendar gifts that I got her. But I just haven't got time to watch anyone else because all I'm doing is listening to myself waffle and when I'm editing. So and if I'm not doing that, I'm sewing. So no, I haven't been watching Engineering Knits, but I would like to. And what I'm going to do is, when I'm not quite so busy in January, I'm going to catch up with a bunch, because January is always a bit of a cold, blue, dull month, isn't it? So I'm going to catch up with a whole bunch of stuff that I have missed out on in December in January. But a felted wool garland sounds amazing. Christine says, I hate sticking PDFs together. I always try to buy paper patterns, but that is becoming more difficult as indie designers seem to be dropping their paper format patterns. Yeah, and I think it's because there were 2 printing places in the US. Like even By Hand London used to have their patterns printed by them because it was still cheaper paying for shipping and import fees than it was to have them printed in the UK. And they've one of them's closed down and they've amalgamated into one. And I think that's got something to do with it, because I know like Gertie hasn't had a lot of her, and that's the only reason that I don't have the Gertie patterns that I don't have, is because they were PDF only. And I had a 40% off voucher, which I get because I'm on the princess level of her Patreon. And I think you get 2 a year. And I let one expire. And I was kicking myself because it was like so stupid. So I've bought the Lana dress that's come out. I haven't got the Dorothy Bolero and I haven't got the Bryant gown, but I want both of those. But yeah, I have been told to save one of my Make 9 places for patterns coming out next year because it's going to be right up my alley. So I've saved one of my 40% discounts as well. So yeah. Great. Okay, so I have ended up with about 50 centimeters of the full width of the fabric, just over 50 centimeters of the full width of the fabric, and then a decent chunk at the end. So you know what? I think I'm going to be selfish and keep this for something like a Misusu stereo sweater zip-up hoodie, zip-up top hack. I think that would work really well for that, because you can have some fun pairing that with some other coloured prints. Although I might put this in a bundle for somebody to have as a spare fabric. So yeah, not sure yet which one, but I'm glad that I've got Sheridan out of it. That is going to be awesome. Let's see, where did I get to with the chat? Monica says, laugh my ass off at me. Nimoy says, Monica, that's why I prefer A0 files and send them off to a printing service. I need to try out piecing program to make an A4 patterns more convenient. Yes. He says, love Engineering Knits and love Rachel's vlogs. Yes. Eliza says, that is my preference too, Nimoy, but the holiday shopping, I've put myself on a budget and should conserve the dollars and suffer through the PDFs. Yeah, I had to stick 2 pages of a PDF together for the little cap sleeves that I put on the red silk dress, and that was enough. That was definitely enough. I did not enjoy the process. So yeah, I would much rather send those off. But then, I mean, for example, I had a look at the new ebook that sorry, I cracked a nail. I had a look at the new ebook that So Over It have done, and they were on sale because they're doing 12 Days of Christmas. And the price, discounted price, for them to sell you the patterns and print them for you was £146. That is a lot of money. Like, I get it. I get it. Printing patterns is expensive and A0 is expensive, but no, I couldn't. I mean, and again, don't get me wrong, I really, really like the new So Over It ebook. I've got two of their ebooks. I've got the Work to Weekend and the Summer Dreaming. Summer Dreaming was actually a gift from Rachel, and that one I did send off and have all of the patterns printed by net printers, and I think it was £60. So it would have been like 90 quid if I'd bought the thing. But this one, because it's the vintage one, some of the skirts are so big that, yeah, £146 discounted price to have it all printed by So Over It. I was like, no, sorry, but no. And again, like at the start of that sentence before I went on the same tangent, was that the patterns are amazing. I think they are absolutely gorgeous, but I have things in my wardrobe, my pattern stash, that are similar already. So it seems silly to me to buy things that are so similar to stuff that I've already got. I actually got a question the other day and I've screen captured it, and I was going to talk about it in a Vlogmas, but it was something along the lines of, do you find yourself being more finicky with pattern buying now that you are getting better at smooshing patterns together? And yeah, 100%. 100%. Because when I was going through the Something Delightful sale, like I was saying to Nimue, there were so many in there that I liked, but I was just like, I like it, and I have something so similar already that, nah. So yeah, I do think that is something that has been a side effect of feeling more confident with pattern smooshing and hacking, is that I have a giant stash. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I have a giant pattern stash. I have a lot of patterns, and I really have all my bases covered if I really think about it. There's like, unless there's something like one of the Japanese origami patterns or the asymmetric ones. I mean, some of the asymmetric knit dresses that Bianca did in the Synapse lookbook, I had some similar ones to that when I was a lot younger and a lot skinnier, and I used to love those things. I had 3 of them, and like, actually thinking about it, it would be quite kind of cool to make like a top like that now. But yeah, it's going to have to be something really out of the ordinary for me to want to buy a pattern now, because I have so many. I have so many. And also, I'm hoping next year to do the sloper thing and start kind of doing the Bianca thing, and trying to create my own from the blocks and slopers that I'm going to make. I need to talk to Mum about that, because Mum's was going to do the slopers with me in January. But given that I'm joining a gym, hopefully to lose a little bit of weight, I've got a goal in mind. I want to lose 11 pounds. I've got this like goal in mind that I've been wanting to lose that 11 pounds for the whole year. And yeah, sort of like dropping off the keto bandwagon during my breakup and eating all my feelings. I've not gained weight, but I've also not lost that. At the time, it was also, I've gained a little bit because I wanted to lose 8 pounds, and now I'm up to needing to lose 11 pounds. So I have gained like 3 pounds, but yeah. But I know Mum wants to lose at least another half a stone, so I'm just going to say to her, should we do coats in January? Because coats, it doesn't matter if they're a little bit oversized. And she wants to lose half a stone, and I want to lose 11 pounds. So it's not like it's not like loads of a size difference. And then do slopers once we've hit our goal weights, both of us, because that seems to be more sensible. I'm not putting them off, because I know lots of people will be like, oh, but you've been saying you're going to do these for ages and then you're going to put them off. I'm not putting them off. I just want to be sensible about the timing of doing them. So yeah. Eliza says, that's my preference. I've read that one. Monica says, it's finding a place close by to print them for me. I've used that service or that not killer shipping, or adding on to that not killer shipping. Yeah. Bree says, I get my PDFs printed off. Tried the sticky tape, thousands of pieces of business, and thought, nope, once is enough. Thank you very much. Yeah, completely agree with you on that one. If I had space and money, again, if I win the lottery, I'm going to have a bigger sewing room and I'm going to have an A0 printer. Apparently those things need to be going quite frequently, so I might just do it at a discounted rate for everybody. Start up my own printing business, but yeah, probably not. And the likelihood of me winning the lottery is minimal. Anyway, it says, after VAT, I pay $1.18 per AW black and white print. I try and wait till I have a bunch of patterns to save on shipping, and I don't think printing that many pages at home plus glue is that much cheaper. That's the other thing. And your sanity and time. Christine says, a hole in the UK market for a commercial pattern printer. Anyone out there? It's the tissue paper printing, and it's a giant machine. And yeah. Monica says, Christina, I've looked into home copy shop printer too, but again, dollars. I think some pattern company PDFs are easier to stick to there, and some don't line up regardless. Stick together and some don't line up regardless. Yeah. I found as well, rather than trying to stick long sheets together, so like if it's 5 wide and 10 deep, I find that actually cutting around the pattern piece that you're trying to stick together and just sticking it together as an individual piece, I find that easier than trying to make a whole giant A0 size pattern sheet out of it, if that makes sense. Christine says she agrees with Monica. Eliza says, I can print them at work, but after time at work, but not much time to take them or even sew them. It's much faster to have them printed and use free time to sew. Yeah. Lynn says, I like pattern to paper for printing A0. They're a bit cheaper than net printers. Santa might be getting me a few patterns printed from them. Nice. Conchita says, I would love to do a make 9 this year. Do bags count? I'm thinking 9 from lavender and twine. That would be amazing. Erica would love that. Yes, do that, do that, do that. Have you got the new Janine refashion? It's amazing. Lynn says, I'm very excited for you making your slopers. You'll never look back. Yeah. Does it make sense to wait till I've hit my goal weight, given that I am actually going to be actively working towards that rather than just saying a goal weight and kind of hoping that somehow that will manifest? Does that make sense to you guys? Coats for January, slopers for February? Because I've got coat projects on my projects that scare me. One of them is the Ziggy jacket. Yeah. Conchetta says, piecing PDF patterns for handbags is all I can handle. Anything bigger, I just can't. Yep. Niway says to Conchetta, one of the best things about Make 9 is it can be anything you want it to be. Go for it. It'll be awesome. And Conchetta says, thanks to Nimue. Kenaholic says, I have the Vintage Dreaming ebook, and even at full price, it didn't cost over £100. It would have been around 90. No, if you went on to Sew Over It's, I looked the other day, because it was in the 12 days of Christmas. I looked the other day because I was seriously thinking about getting it, and it was £146 discounted to have every single pattern printed on it with Sew Over It printing it. And I know they're not the cheapest one out there, but even if I'd have bought it and had somebody else print it cheaper, it still was just I have patterns that I can do the same thing with. I mean, I get it because there are a lot of pieces and the big pieces in there. You know, I'm not complaining about the price, but yeah. Caroline says, am I weird as I enjoy sticking PDF patterns together? Caroline, not at all, Caroline. And I think you could go into business doing it for other people if you enjoy it. Nimue says, for international purchases, which is 95% of my pattern shopping, I really appreciate PDF to avoid customs and international shipping. Kenaholic says, that was with copy shop printing. Granted, I bought mine in the Black Friday sale. Nice. Lynn says, when I went to my pattern drafting class, the teacher said there's about £7 allowance either way on a sloper. Ah, cool. So Mum could technically start hers now, and I need to lose about £5 to get to that. So yeah. Guys, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I am going to go need some food in a minute, and then fingers crossed Mum and Dad are willing to come and do calendars so we can get that done. And then I need to edit this evening's Vlogmas, and then I can carry on cutting out the rest of the projects. Really want to get the knit ones done so that I can work on the 2 woven projects that I want to do, the PJs and the 9076 dress. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 knit projects left now. Although I don't know if I'm going to have enough of the fabric for either of those jerseys for what I want to do, so we'll see. Conjecture says, have a wonderful day. Caroline says, have a fab week, peeps. Nimoy says, depending on the type of exercise you go with, your shape may change in more ways than just circumference. Waiting a bit for sloper sounds reasonable. Bree says, bye. Nimoy says, great timing. I have to do some actual work. So, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's waffly hangout. And I will see you all later for Vlogmas from yesterday, which will have the details of the cat pattern in it. And then there'll be more Vlogmases. I'm hoping to have a proper video up on Friday. I'm not going to aim for 2 next week. Don't know what I was thinking this year. This year was like, yeah, I can get 2 proper videos and a vlog a day. And yeah, that's not going to happen. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. There will be another hangout next week. I think that's the last hangout of the year though, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Next year's will be the last hangout of 2022. Wow. So I hope you can join me, and I will see you all then for more live waffling, but hopefully, not sure what I'll be doing, but yeah. But in the interim, there will be many, many Vlogmases for you. So I hope you enjoy, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye.